Detective Comics 568. Joey Cavalier writing with Klaus Janson on the art. Maybe that's Jansen. Maybe it's a, the soft J. So some of these early Batman issues are going to be just a weird picking mix. Like, I have no idea what you expect from some of these, because like this issue here, it's not like this is like part of a big story because we all hear about Year One and Death in the Family, but like,
yeah, this brands itself as a crossover with Legends, but
I'm not sure how.
Yeah, I mean, I've never read Legends, and I didn't feel like anything was really missing.
Yeah, there was nothing in this that made me feel like I was missing something. It's also supposed to be a follow-up to the previous issue, I think. Or maybe that's Batman. The first issue is meant to be a follow-up to the previous one, but the first one that's post-Crisis is what we're starting with.
Yeah.
So, interesting. So this is a Penguin story. Penguin story, he's got some, cockamamie plan with these birds. He's attacking people.
Classic Penguin is what you're describing here.
I mean, I guess. We start off, Batman and Robin are watching Godfrey.
Yeah, he's talking to a big crowd.
Yeah, he's doing his whole propaganda speech. There's actually a weird line from Batman here. I feel there's a line from Batman in this first couple of pages that I would never expect Batman to actually say now. Where he says that he's all of the work that he's doing is working towards a world where he doesn't have to be Batman anymore. But the way he says it just feels very un-Batman-like by today's standards. I felt, because Robin's all like, "Wait, what? But you, this is what you do. This is you." It's like, yes, but it's all a means to an end, kind of thing. Yeah, in a way, it actually makes me think of Christopher Nolan's Batman more than it does comic book Batman.
I can see that. Yeah. The idea is finish the mission and then retire.
Yeah. Whereas comic book Batman, like, that's been a long time since we've been thinking, oh, maybe he's working towards retirement.
It's kind of interesting that there's been kind of the idea of that knocking around. Obviously we're talking about it here in whatever year this is, early 80s, I assume.
86.
Okay, 86.
Maybe 87.
All right, later 80s. But we have obviously all the stuff to do with that post Nightfall when we get there, and even the stuff in King's latest run. That's kind of been a theme, is can Batman retire? Yeah.
The thing with King's run, though, is that it's very much been, okay, here's the possibility of maybe he can be happy after decades of never thinking he could be.
Yeah.
Whereas this is him as prime Batman. But by the way, what Robin is this?
I'm pretty sure it's Jason, right?
Yeah, because, I think we're a bit too late for this to be Dick, and... Because I was waiting for him to call him Jason at some point just to confirm it. But I was like, has he actually got Jason yet? Did that happen already?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Okay.
I'm fairly confident this is Jason.
It's probably Jason. It makes more sense that it's Jason.
Yeah.
Maybe because I know we're going to be getting kind of the... Because this is in Detective, and I know Batman, I think, is the one that's going to introduce Jason. I wonder if it's just a weird timey thing like this where... Like, he just popped up in Detective already, even though he hadn't really been properly introduced yet in Batman.
Yeah. Although maybe that's already happened, like, in the last year or so before this.
Maybe. I thought we were going to get that, though, in the Batman issues. But, we'll find out, I suppose, in the next coming weeks. But
Yeah, that's true.
But, hey-ho. So, yeah, there's a... What bird was it? Falcon. There's a Falcon swoops in, and Batman has to jump in and save the day. There's some action, some, I think what's interesting, obviously we've got very different art from what we were used to talking about in the modern books.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of plain backgrounds, definitely a lot simpler, but that's not to say bad per se. There's always...
And I wonder, because it says Klaus Janson, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, is this the same Klaus Janson who, we looked at pretty recently? I'm pretty sure that was the artist on the not Murphy issue of White Knight.
Was that him?
That was a Klaus Janson. I'm not sure. I mean, how many are there that are comic book artists? I don't know. But
it's a good chat, because what was I looking at recently? I don't know. It was books from like the late 80s, and I noticed one of the artists was Aaron Lopresti, and I'm like, oh hey, he's been popping up recently. I assumed he was like a young guy because I hadn't seen his name before, but no, he was doing issues in the 80s, so clearly he's been at it a while.
Yeah.
So yes. So anyway, they save the day. Penguin's livid. He's got his box with I think floppy disks because of got computer codes in them.
Probably.
I love reading stories from the 80s and 90s about computers because it's like you get this impression that the writers don't really know about computers all that much. Whereas nowadays, because all writers write on computers pretty much, like they have a basic understanding of computers.
Pretty much, it's kind of just a given these days. Whereas back you got the big giant cassette machine tape, for all the tapes and stuff. And yeah, it's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, they've kidnapped this scientist dude. And they throw eggs at him at one point. He's got yolk all down his face. That was a nice touch in there, I thought.
Yeah,
but
good.
Batman shows up to save the day, of course, and stop Penguin's plan. Penguin holds the guy hostage with his his umbrella with the blade, and they get away. They actually get away from Batman. He's able to back out the door with the guy as a hostage, and skedaddle.
It works.
Yeah, so we're back at the cave. I did notice the dinosaur in the cave looked really different to what I'm used to the dinosaur looking like. I almost wonder if there wasn't like a set, like this is definitely the sort of T-Rex we're drawing here.
It's recognizably a T-Rex.
He's looking a bit fat though for a T-Rex.
He is looking a bit fat, I'll give you that.
He's looking a bit chubby.
I'm not going to argue it's a bit of an overweight T-Rex, but clearly a T-Rex.
Yeah. So, yeah. Penguin's doing all sorts of shenanigans. He's trying to hold the city hostage. Usual sort of shtick. We get a whole. I mean, this is kind of inspired. I like that the building has a lot of scaffolding, so we get a whole lot of stuff with Batman and the Falcons and the scaffolding. It gives it a nice bit of a set piece moment.
It's really inventive, and the way you go in and out of the scaffolding. It's not just there and we're on top of it. It's actually utilized.
Yeah, and the doctor that they've kidnapped actually kind of saves the day a little bit by using a sound to drive the Falcons, towards him and Penguin. So it actually kind of helps Batman and Robin a little bit. So we get a little bit of hijinks, a little bit of comedy. I couldn't help but laugh at the panel of Penguin running from the Falcons. He's holding his hat on his head, and it's a very cartoony run. It's a very villain skedaddling at the end of an old timey cartoon. It's kind of the vibe I got from it.
It is really what Penguin was for decades. Is this?
Yeah. So no, good enough stuff. Good enough stuff. He has to come out and save Penguin, of course, at the end. And that's it. Penguin's been netted. He's grabbed. He's dragged back home, and that's basically it. So
it's a little bit more Godfrey, which I assume this is the stuff that's tying into Legends.
I imagine so. That makes sense. It didn't really feel that forceful in here, though.
No, it didn't. It doesn't feel egregious by any means, because obviously we managed just fine. But I can only assume that's what's tying in, not any of the Penguin stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad issue.
Yeah. It's a fun enough issue. I thought it was easy enough to get through, and the action flowed quite well, which is probably where the art really excels. The final kind of beats just talk about, is Godfrey right about the common man and how superheroes shouldn't exist? Because he's like, the superheroes are an affront to the common man, an insult to the talents and capabilities of the common man to cope with the world as he finds it. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. It's kind of, we end off with Bruce kind of pondering these words as he looks out the window, and that's your first post-crisis Batman issue. Detective Comics 568.
I actually really like that final panel with the colors, with the orange and red glows in the room around Bruce.
Yeah, I can see it. It's contrasted with the green on the outside.
Yeah.
Of the window, so it really makes it stick out as being the warm inside. Maybe even emphasizing his wealth a little bit, like he's in a nice big warm mansion.
Yeah, I can see that. And the idea of talking about the common man, this just separates him even further.
Yeah, he ain't the common man.
No, even if he's not Batman, he's not the common man.
He's not a common billionaire either, admittedly, but he's not the common man.
No,
by any means. So, no, I thought it was fine. I mean, I guess we do rate these. We'll do it like we do on the main show.
Yeah.
I'd give this a solid 7.
I think I'm going to go with a 6.5. But I mean, yeah, it's solid enough.